What's up, everybody? JP Guidry here. Hope everybody's Saturday is going well. I wanted to hop on here real quick and talk a little bit about how to safely implement overspeed training into your programming. So, most of you are probably familiar with the super speed training system. There's a few other similar systems out there, but the super speed is the most popular. Um, and most well known, and can have a benefit in improving swing speed. And it does this. There's they have their own theories. Frankly, I just think it does this because it puts you in a position to practice and swing with speed as the only intent. You're not worried about contact or ball flight or target or anything like that. You're just trying to swing as fast as you can. And so if you look at some of the research with improving swing speed, one thing that correlates with that is practicing with the intent of speed. And so these overspeed training systems can help provide that. Now, the issue with some of these systems, and I'll take the super speed protocol just for as example, is it's a lot of volume, in my opinion, way too much volume. And definitely way too much volume if that's the only thing you're doing. So you're putting this swing volume and this more intense swing volume on top of an untrained body and untrained system. It can definitely be a recipe for disaster. And I've had a few handful of clients that have come to me because they developed overuse injuries because of overspeed training. And so there are ways to safely implement that overspeed training into your overall training program to still get the benefits of it without the risks. Chris Finn with Par for Success, and I'll put the article, I'll link the article in the comments here. Wrote a great article with Simply Faster regarding this and some of the research that they've done on overspeed training and kind of how to safely implement it. But I'll talk a little bit about it in this video. Personally, what I recommend is obviously you need to be doing some kind of a strength training program. So, I've talked about this ad nauseum, but you need to be squatting, deadlifting, pressing, pulling, doing your basic moves, getting strong in those. Strength does multiple things. Obviously, strength sets us up for our better ability to create power. Strength outside of golf just makes us more functional, more independent with age, and it decreases injury, decreases things like fall risk and things like that. But it also decreases repetitive injuries. So it's our biggest protector we have against repetitive use injuries. So if we're going to put a lot of strain on our body from repetitive motions, whether that be with work, with sport, whatever, the stronger our body is and the more tolerant our tissues are to that strain, that load, the less risk of injury we're going to run for an overuse injury. And with golf, that's probably the most common type of injury. So if you're going to be adding more volume from the swing side via overspeed training, then you need to have some kind of a strength component to your program. 2 to 3 days a week, you need to be prepping your body to handle that load. Secondly is, I think that, to go back to the super speed program itself, is I think it's just too much volume. I don't know if they've changed their program, but I've had my sticks for 4 or 5 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. The program was, I think, 3 sets of 10 kneeling, right and left with each club, 3 sets of 10 standing, right and left with each club, 3 sets of 10 the kind of Happy Gilmore swing with each club. And that's a lot of volume. That's a lot of swings, at that intensity as well. So, I kind of recommend is take the middle club and 3 sets of 10 with just that, right and left. Again, swinging as fast as you can with about a 2-3 minute rest in between each set. This is high intensity work, so you need to let those energy systems reset before you go again to get the most out of it. And that's it, and do that 3 days a week on top of your strength training. And I would start there and you can build up and expand from that. But most people, I think that's a good place to start. If you don't have it, take your 3 wood and go make some swings with that. I think that's about the weight around the middle club. And also, with your practice time, take a component of your practice, take 10 balls or whatever, tee them up, and with your driver, hit balls with the only intent being of speed. So you're not worried about contact, where it goes. You're just trying to swing as fast. Now, this is hard, but as fast as you can. Focusing on sequencing, and same thing with the overspeed training. You're still focusing on the sequencing. You're not too worried about mechanics with that, but you're all worried about making sure the sequencing is correct, making sure you're feeling yourself using the ground to create that speed. And same thing with the driver. Kind of overemphasize that. Because the reality is you're not going to go out on the course and necessarily swing at 100%. There may be some situations where you let it go and let it fly. But for the most part, you're not and don't really want to. Pros don't do that. There's no reason for you to. But the reality is the higher that 100% is, the higher your cruising speed, your 80-85% is going to be as well. And so part of getting that speed up is the strength training component. And then on top of that, power development via jumps and medicine ball throws. Rotational power, same thing, med ball throws. And then training with the intent for speed. So again, that's where the overspeed can come in, but it's got to be one component of a full training program. So if you have the super speed sticks, kind of think about backing off on that and just do less volume, and make sure you're doing a strength training component around that as well, to help your body, help build your body to a point where it can support that volume of training. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to comment below. You can direct message me here on Facebook, or you can email me at johnpaul, JOHNPAUL, @GidryPT.com. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend, and talk to you soon.